Yo, what is up? It's your boy Poe. Welcome to Digital Blackface episode 20. We're talking The Boys. I'm here with my co-host as usual, Lambhammer and Aimbot Amy. And today we got a special friend. Okay,
Jeremy.
dude, what's Jeremy? No, I was trying to figure out what name he wanted to go by because I
Uh,
know he did change his name on
Little
Twitter.
too little, too late. Is
well,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
Jeremy?
still Jeremy. I might be heel hero, but I'm still Jeremy.
yeah, you are still Jeremy. Anyway, so today we're talking The Boys, and I know everyone here has seen at least the first season of The Boys, except for Lambhammer,
Yeah,
right?
that's me.
Okay, so The Boys as it is. Let me explain the Lambhammer right now. The Boys is a subversive superhero show, basically taking the Justice League and basically most superheroes you can think of, and reframing them as if they were owned by, big pharma, pretty much. So pretty much they're all not evil, most of them at least, but they're definitely not good people. You know what I mean?
Right. So explain to me why I should be watching this show.
It is one of the best shows I have ever seen in my life.
That does not help me want to watch this show at all.
You know what? Okay, okay. Let me put this. Okay, look. The Boys is basically. Let me explain where the Boys came from. So Garth Ennis is a writer, big in comics, who's known for being edgy and hating superheroes. But for some reason, they keep making him write superheroes. So called The Boys, basically letting him insult, rage, generally get his anger out against anything he hates.
Poe, slow
Interesting.
down. You're talking like a robot right now.
You know
Why is the
what,
connection so jank?
Jeremy, tell
Oh,
him
wow.
to watch
This
The
is
Boys.
off to a great start.
Like, what is happening right now? I'm like 2 feet from my like
You can't
gigafiber
hear me?
Wi-Fi.
Oh, no, we
All right,
could
and
hear
now I
you. You
can.
just sounded like Garbo. Try again.
Okay, Jeremy, please tell Lambhammer in like as quick as you can why she should watch The Boys.
Why should you watch The Boys? The reason I really enjoy The Boys is because it really kind of takes like a more, I don't even want to say realistic, but much more like genuine approach to superheroes and all. What would you do if there's just a bunch of living gods walking around? Dude, they would be arrogant as hell because guess what? They can fly, they can shoot fire out of their hands, they can do everything. Why would they care about what you think? They have the power, so of course they're going to abuse it. Luckily, we have someone to keep them in line. So that's kind of why I really like the boys.
So it's like
Although,
Incredibles, the series.
no,
No.
not at all, not at all, no. But look, although Jeremy, I gotta disagree with you there. Like in the show, the boys aren't really keeping them in line so much as they are trying really hard just to kill one of them or at least some of them.
But yeah, like I just kind of find like how arrogant they are to be kind of like, oh, okay, that actually makes sense. Like if I could fly, I would be an arrogant jerk myself. Like, what are you going to say to me? I can fly, dude.
Yeah. Basically, so the boys. Let's talk season one first of all. Okay, you remember the first episode where we just first got introduced to what was your first? How did you first take Homelander? Like when he just came right out the sky, laser beamed that guy's gun into his hands, and threw the other guy high enough to come crashing down a block away. Like that was like wow, and like the kids just hugged him and asked for a selfie. I was like wow, they're not holding back with this one
Yeah, like
because
that was kind of shocking, but in the same time, like, well, if I was a superhero, I'd probably do the same thing. Like, you know that film of like I can kind of get it, but at the same time, like that's kind of overkill.
true. No, remember in the MCU, like the second Captain America movie, where Captain America, as soon as he jumped onto the boat, he just killed like four people and just like straight up just destroyed that guy's back by kicking him into the boat, the wall of the boat.
Like, yeah, like that was kind of like, man, that's hardcore. That's pretty edgy, bro.
Like that was what that first 5 minutes of the boys reminded me of. The Captain America moment. Like, wait, this is not the first Avenger Captain America. This guy is just Black Ops killing people, even though he's supposed to be like he reminded me of Chris Evans from Winter Soldier because he was like he's still Chris Evans, the smile like the Captain America thing, but he just murdered people straight up.
It's like unblinking, unflinching, just tack, you're dead. Bye.
Yeah. Anyway, so like, so basically, Lamb in the first episode of The Boys, we were introduced to like most of the seven, which is basically their Justice League. And you got Homelander, who is Superman, except instead of seeing through lead, he can't see through zinc, and he has no kryptonite. Um, we've got Queen Maeve, who is basically she's basically Wonder Woman, but no island, no invisible jet, and she can't fly. You got A Train, who is the Flash, but black and way weaker. Uh, and you got shut up. And we've got what's it called? Um, who's the guy translucent whose power is being invisible and basically invulnerable while he's invisible.
Like,
And
honestly, Translucent seems to be like the most OP character, but I don't think they use him well enough.
I
they
always
did
If you
not
love
use
make
him
me,
well.
Invisible Men.
And of course, oh yeah, translucent. His big thing is like what he loves to go peeping while he's invisible. So he'll just hang out in women's bathrooms or
Oh, God bless
gynecologist
him.
offices. And then there's what's his name, the Deep, who is basically Aquaman but weaker and like a fratty douche bro, basically a douche bro in a fraternity. Basically,
So
that's
what
pretty
you're
much
trying
what
to
the
The
Deep is.
tell me?
rapist of the show, the deep.
Yeah, he's also a sexual assaulter.
Oh,
And he sexually assaults the newcomer to the team, 23-year-old Annie January, otherwise known as Starlight. Think Supergirl but weaker and with like Captain Marvel energy blast.
why are you trying to sell me shitty superheroes?
Well,
but they're
they
shitty
are, they
people,
are,
but
they
they're
are
funny.
supposed to be, yeah. Except for honestly, except for Annie. Annie is like the one good person in the whole show.
The only good person in the show I thought of was the ripoff of Wonder Woman.
I mean, she's not either, to be honest.
Right.
I thought everything Post says is just robotic.
Robot.
Just like I don't know what's wrong with this mic and internet right now.
Right
My
now.
internet is great. I don't know what's.
Oh.
Pro
Don't.
tip, he's
Can you not
if
hear
he's
me?
still in the hotel, that's why.
I'm
He's
at
not in
home.
the
I'm
hotel
at home.
anymore.
Oh,
He's
he's
got-
at home. Well, that's
Yeah.
even worse.
Yeah. You know what? Wow, hurt me. Didn't mean that.
Yeah, he
Anyway.
just had to go for the throat, bro. I'm sorry.
Look. So episode. So
I
that's
literally
basically.
live in the woods and my internet connection is better than yours.
Why must you guys attack me like this?
You deserve
Anyway,
it, that's
so
all.
episode one, we basically have our main character, Hugh Campbell. She gets his
Hugh
girlfriend.
Campbell soup.
Fucking
His girlfriend gets ran through by A
chicken
Train.
stars over here.
Can you guys hear me at
Oh,
all?
yeah, a little.
Yeah, we can hear you. Like
Okay, cool.
it's not as
A-Train, more
robotic
like
anymore.
aim gay.
Okay, so A Train runs through Huey's girlfriend and just turns her into chunky salsa, like literally swallows one of her teeth. That's how fast he was moving, and also how strong he is, really. And Huey's just standing there with her forearms in his hands, and that's literally how the show starts.
So
Just
what
like,
is
yep.
I've gotten the basic plot. What moves this plot forward?
Oh, okay. Huey wants to get revenge for her death because all Vought, the company that owns the superheroes or manages them, gives him is $48,000 for her death.
I mean, that's a chunk, yeah.
Yeah, considering she's not his wife or anything. Yeah, that's what they
She's
give him.
not a superhero, or she is a superhero?
No, she's just his girlfriend who got killed
Oh, okay.
by a superhero. Yeah.
Like, dude, the fucking like superhero insurance rates must be like either great or just complete garbage. Because think about it, they cost like billions of dollars on property damage, and we're just supposed to be cool with that.
Taxes will pay for it, my man.
Yeah, insurance will cover it totally.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what that's for, you know.
Like, I get that, but Jesus, man, they really wreck some buildings and destroy lives just casually. Because like,
I mean-
you just see A Train, he just does it, and it doesn't even seem like he's thinking about it. Like, oh shoot, I just ran through somebody, and there goes her arms. oh well, big mistake, big oopsies, and just
Well,
keeps
actually,
going.
he doesn't even like later on. We see him. We see Huey, and we see this guy Butcher, who is basically described as dressed as Morpheus, but British. He's basically British Morpheus,
Hmm.
and he's basically British Morpheus, and he's going doing stuff.
Uh oh.
What happened?
Y'all heard that disconnect.
Dude, did he just disconnect?
Or,
He just
well, I
DC?
mean, like, it sounded like the microphone jack got yoinked. So there is that.
You think it's just his sister just messing with us and everything, and he's just yelling at her now?
Possibly. Jeremy, favorite person in this show, go. And why?
Uh, honestly, knockoff Wonder Woman is pretty much my favorite, even though like she isn't like one of the better people.
She the blonde?
I think maybe I just have a thing for blondes. Probably not.
I
But
mean,
I don't know.
blondes
Just
are pretty alright.
like I have very mixed experience with blondes. It's either I have a really great experience or it's just terrible. There's like literally no in between. It's like the most polarizing stuff ever. But overall, I still really do enjoy the boys just because, like, just think about it. We did have superheroes and all, they would be terrifying just because of what they can do just casually. Like, imagine just somebody being able to wipe out an entire state just because they felt like it. Like,
I
wouldn't
mean,
that be
yeah,
like
if I had that
a
power,
scary
California
thought?
would be gone.
I mean, I would probably just saw off Florida and let it like float away like Bugs Bunny.
No.
Just like goodbye, Florida.
Florida's got gators. California has Californians.
True,
The
but
choice is
also,
pretty obvious.
but I'm pretty sure that whole West Coast is on fire right now. Have you seen like how orange the sky looks?
So nature is taking care of itself.
Yes, exactly.
With
Like the
gender
cancer
reveals.
is dying off.
Must burn it out.
But yes, like you gotta fight fire with fire, and this fire is from a gender reveal party.
Coincidence? I think not. You
Definitely
back yet,
not a
Poe?
coincidence. No, he is not. But still, with the whole like just casual killing from
Can you hear me,
A
guys?
Train and everything.
Oh,
Oh shoot,
there we
Poe's
go.
back.
There we go. Okay, my do I sound better now?
Yeah, what happened? You just like got cut
Yeah, I
off
heard
mid
click.
conversation.
That's it.
Yeah, because I was trying to fix my mic. Anyway, you guys continue. I'll just jump in.
Oh, okay.
I was just saying that A Train, A Tracks. Like, why did I say A Train? It was A Train, right? Why am I saying A Tracks?
How old are
A
you?
tracks, A train.
Like, I've been listening to too much hip hop. Give me a
Broke
break.
A train, woke A tracks.
Just considering how just casually he just completely murked somebody, I just kind of, in a way, still fear superheroes. That's kind of the reason I don't like them personally myself. I used to love them when I was a kid, but now, like, as an older, edgier male, I'm like, superheroes are terrifying. And I feel like The Boys really captures that well.
So just
You know what? You're right.
all the cynicism around superheroes.
Like, honestly, I just want, like, a supervillain that actually, like, keeps heroes in line. And I kind of felt like I wanted that from The Boys.
Villain. That would make him a hero.
Like,
Look,
bad heroes exist. I mean, look at all that drama around cops and everything. Tons of good cops, but we get like 8 stories of really bad ones, and we think all cops are bad. So, I mean, yeah.
look. All I'm going to say, look, right now, about the boys, my favorite character, as I've mentioned on Twitter so many times for over a year, my favorite character, Homelander, because I love everything Anthony Starr does with him.
Who's the man with the beard?
That's Billy Butcher.
He's kind of cute. He could be my new favorite character.
I mean, just
Carl,
base off your favorite character of how cute they are.
Have you met me? Have you seen me?
Why did I answer that? Why did I ask that question? The answer is yes.
Looks are everything. Duh, it's 2020.
You know, the end of The Boys season 1 was probably the biggest plot twist for me.
Oh no.
Really?
I mean, yeah, the end. I did not expect that either. I really wasn't. That
Like, come on, give me a quick recap and everything because my memory is just as bad as it can be.
You don't remember the end of episode 8.
I can barely remember my own name at times.
Okay.
So yes.
So Butcher basically tries to kill Stillwell, who is Homelander's mother figure slash love interest ish slash manager, the
Mm-hmm.
vice president of Vought.
Right. Continue.
And basically, Homelander shows up. He's like, because Butcher this whole time has been trying to get revenge on Homelander for, he believes, raping and killing his wife Becca for the last, who disappeared 8 years ago. So he basically straps C4 to Stillwell, Madeline Stillwell, and Homelander shows up like at some point later, and then he just like comes down because Butcher has a dead man switch on the C4. So Homelander comes downstairs holding Stillwell's baby, who he has been jealous of this whole show, and then he puts him down, and he comes over, basically gets Stillwell to admit um, that Butcher's wife didn't die, and that he has a son by Becca, and then after that he kills her by laser beaming her face in, and then he turns to Butcher and says, "So what are you gonna do now?" And then Butcher just lets go of the dead man switch, and the screen goes white. And the next scene, where literally Butcher wakes up on a lawn. It's daytime, and a blonde kid runs out of this house, and then Butcher's wife walks out. And then Homelander's kid, his eyes start glowing the same way Homelander's does when he uses heat vision. And that's how season 1 ends.
Why is it that
Okay.
superheroes are nothing but hyper drama?
Because think about it, like when kind of casual stuff doesn't really bother them anymore, they can only go up from there, and it kind of gets to the point of being so comical. It's just whatever at that point. Like, yeah,
People
just
with
use your
gross
fr-
amounts
Look,
of money
but-
just not being able to find a high anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Like just doing a line off a hooker's titties just doesn't do it anymore. You got to do something more extreme than that.
Exactly.
All right,
Like,
I got
funny story about how like it can change your perspective. Because I remember I went to the crazy home hospital for a little bit. And I remember I got so angry that somebody ate like I think purple crayon, and that became like my whole life for like the better part of 3 days.
Okay,
Of
listen,
just
I
how
don't know why
angry.
anybody wouldn't be mad about somebody eating the fucking purple crayon, though. It's the only one you fucking got in the packet. What is it, 8?
Yes, there was only 8,
Oh,
and the purple was gone,
that
and it was like the
guy.
most angry thing. I don't think I've ever been more angry as just a human being
No,
than
that's
I
real.
was
Like
about
that's
that.
real life drama, and that's necessary to be angry at.
Like,
You
it's
you
still
didn't make
what?
that drama. Someone else made that for you. You were an unwilling participant in this crayon eating.
The worst part is I found like that same pack of crayons like at Walmart when I got out and everything. It was less than $1, and I'm thinking to myself of like I was angry, just like a genuine like that complete like I can do anything anger for 3 days for less than $1.
Twitter
Like
is
it really puts things in perspective for you. I hate to say, life is crazy, man, and that's why I love it. You got to keep living.
how do we live?
See, my
beyond
favorite part of the show, like I mentioned before, Anthony Starr. He plays the perfect impatient, insecure, sociopathic Superman. Like,
Oh, you vibe with him, do you?
it's just at any moment he feels like he could explode, and it's beautiful.
So you
Like,
vibe with him, do you?
Like I would vibe with that too. I still feel like Superman gets like the most responsibility since he's literally invulnerable. But I still feel like the Invisible Man guy should have done more. Why didn't Translucent do more? He literally has like the best
He was
power.
too busy peeking at ladies in the toilet.
I know that he's a complete perv and everything, but
Priorities.
Jesus Christ. Like he just has the worst priorities of any superhero.
His shit looks
But
looking pretty good though, in this picture
Anyway.
I'm seeing of him with no head.
just think about it. Like you gain like one of the most OP powers, and all you use it for is like locker room time. Hey,
what
ladies.
would you do with it? What would you do with invisibility?
Like, I would do a little bit more than that. Like, I would like find like criminal hideouts and just chill there and just like take notes. And before I know it, I can pretty much stop every other crime, like just casually, just like blah 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 blah. They're planning on robbing a bank at this time, and then like you let them go in, think it's all going well, then bam, you just fucking drop the neck on them, the net, and then you win. Like it's one of the most easy freaking jobs you could do, and they just decide not to use it. But I guess that would make
I've
things
never
kind of
wanted to
boring.
catch bad guys, so.
I mean, they imply that he does use it that way, though.
Like,
He's like the secret agent of the. Other than Black Noir, I can't believe I forgot Black Noir. But other than Black Noir, he's the one who uses stealth in the team. He goes around everywhere naked, uses a gun, stuff like that. I mean, like, although like there were some changes at first that I was not a fan of. I was actually mad when I heard that they made these changes. They like the boys, all of them. They're not on the same threat level than they are in the comics. They don't have Compound V. They don't even know what it is, and they've never even heard of it.
what's a compound V again?
Okay,
Again,
so
like,
basically, none of the superheroes in this show are naturally born. They are made, they are injected as like babies, infants, or children, and by this company, and the parents are paid off. And basically, they say in the future, these kids will be superheroes, and we will pay you. They will. This will be an investment, and all you have to do is just raise them as not psychopaths. And
yeah,
but
they do a pretty bad job at that.
they
I
do a
hate
pretty
to
bad
say.
job of that. Yeah.
I don't know. Not many here have ever tried to raise a child. Imagine what one with some tyrannical powers would be like, and tell me how that's gonna go.
And you know what? In your defense, you do make a great point because I've raised like my nieces and nephews, and if they were invulnerable, I would just completely hate them because you can't just spank them. Think
Yeah,
about it.
they're gonna fucking break your neck.
Exactly. Like
You
they'll
have to
tell you,
play like little mind games with these tiny superhumans
yeah, like they're
to keep them under control.
diabolical. Like you got to answer every single one of their dumb
See,
questions.
this was
Like,
their first
why is
mistake
the
was having
sky
the
blue?
parents continue to raise them and not raise them in like some kind of jail hellscape to keep them
Yeah,
in
like,
line.
but they feel like oh, they would be like too old for the mission. Like, I don't know the best way to describe it because I don't know. I don't have big
The
brain.
best kind of heroes are one that aren't people at all.
Yeah, like they would be
You don't have
basically
to
like
consider their
breathing
feelings.
robots. Like, yeah, that would definitely be the best hero. There would be no crime. I'm pretty sure there would be no real story then either because they'd just be like, programmed like, hey, go stop all robberies in the entire world from this point until I don't know.
Wait, Jeremy, what was your opinion on episode 4?
I'm very torn on the boys. I do enjoy it, but the episode 4, there's just a still. I just kind of feel like this is my feelings overall that they still have a great like setting and a great characters, but they still just don't know how to fully like put the pedal to the metal to actually make this show like everything I wanted. And maybe that's just me being picky. I don't
Honestly,
really know.
I think episode 4 is really where you decide if this is the show for you because it. Okay, so Lamb, let me explain to you what happens in episode 4.
Uh-huh.
So basically, in the comics, the Seven were called on to stop 9/11, and they fucked it up.
Ah.
Instead
Yeah,
of instead of hitting
Well,
the
we been knew
twin
that.
towers, instead of hitting the twin towers, they hit the Brooklyn Bridge, and they just
Yikes.
destroyed it.
Okay.
Like way more people died.
Okay.
Anyway, so here it's just Homelander and Maeve, the Wonder Woman woman. Wonder Woman woman. Anyway, they
Wonder
open the
Woman.
door, beat the terrorists, use laser vision, close the door, everything is good. People are cheering, clapping, happy that they're alive. And then they enter the cockpit. And then the last terrorist kills the pilot. He's already killed the co-pilot. And then as soon as he kills the main pilot, Homelander just uses his laser eyes and it tears through the guy, but also tears through the control panel. And then after a few seconds of Maeve freaking out, Homelander goes like, "You know what? Let's just go." And he was like, "Don't you want? Can't you just fly the?" She's like, "Can't you fly the plane down?" He was like, "How? How am I gonna fly the plane?" He's like, "I the cockpit is destroyed." Like, and she's like, "Go outside and lift it up." And he's like, "Physics doesn't work like that, Maeve. You're a woman." I mean, he's like, "Physics doesn't work like that. I just tear right through it." And he calls it a shit show. And since Maeve can't fly, she has to go with him or she'll drown.
Okay.
Anyway, so he doesn't try to save the plane. He just tells people, "Hey, chill. You're good. Trust me. We're just going outside to take care of something." And they realize that he's pulling shit like 30 seconds in, and they start freaking out. And then Homelander's like, "No, you stay back. If I save one of you, you'll tell everyone else down there that we've messed up here." So he's like, after they keep pushing, he just like goes full on laser eyes and said, "If you come any closer, I will laser the shit out of you." And basically, they leave, and the whole flight just falls into the ocean.
Just tying up loose ends.
Like the one
Yeah.
thing that really kind of like blows my mind is I get that he's a weaker Superman and all, but still Superman has been able to make like full on tornadoes and stuff.
No, no.
Why
Here's
couldn't
the
he
thing.
just like?
Here's the thing. Physics is like basically a thing in this world. It's not
Oh
like
God!
so.
Like I think that's the
Superman,
other thing I
if
kind of
Superman
don't
were
like.
real, he wouldn't be able to lift planes unless he had some kind of field protecting the plane, because otherwise his hands would just go right through it.
True, true.
Yeah, because it's
And
like a needle.
like
With
that feeling of like I'm so used to like superheroes without like paying attention to physics to the point that when physics are like actually reintroduced, I'm like, what is this?
yeah, right. Anyway, basically, so the one problem I have with this show is that compared to the comics, Butcher isn't anywhere near the force of nature he was. In the comics, he had powers because he had the V injected into him, and he was always prepared for everything because he had blackmail on the Seven, bugs in their headquarters, contacts who could tell him anything. In the show, he just kind of bluffs till he gets what he needs.
I mean, that is a superpower in and of itself.
Yeah, putting on a good like poker face can pretty much get you what you want, but still, I'm not a big fan of it. If that makes sense.
Fake it till you make it, baby.
I mean, because in the comics, it was basically soups are terrible and super strong, but we, the boys, because of the stuff we got in we're stronger than 80% of them, and we have CIA resources. Because in the comics, Huey, as soon as he got injected with the special compound V the boys had, he could punch right through a weaker superhero's chest by accident.
I just feel like that's just both cool and just like a Y type of power. I'm just like imagine like you're like, hey bro, how you doing? I just killed like Shazam by accident. Sorry, bro.
Shazam would murk this entire universe by himself.
He would. He would. Look. Wait, Amy, what was your opinion on the show? On season
I
one?
still think it's like it's a weighted parody.
You know what?
Wait,
That's
wait.
fair.
What do you
That's
mean
fair.
by weighted parody? If you don't mind me asking.
By weighted parody, I mean it's literally just like a heavy parody of superheroes.
I mean,
Does niggas
well,
not
yes,
even
but
know what
actually
weighted
no. But
parodies
like,
are? Like where it's just like a heavy parody of a superhero movie?
Like, I think you mean like a satire, or
Extremely satire.
okay, that's fair. That's fair.
okay, yeah, I was a little confused there, but now I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of see.
You know something funny? Um, you know what I wish they had kept from the comics? It's
What's up?
stupid. Like in the comics, Compound V turns your shit blue. Like anyone who's been injected with it, that's just how you can tell if you can't see their powers. If you happen to see their shit, it's just blue.
I'm, I
Like,
mean,
yeah,
I guess for
Like,
canon's sake, but why does that bother you?
It doesn't bother me. I wish they had kept it. It'd be hilarious to me.
Well, I wish they had kept it. It implies that it bothers you just a little bit that they didn't.
You know what? Maybe a little bit.
Why do you want to see blue dookies? Why are you
You know
weird?
what? I don't want
You
to
are
see it, but
weird.
I wish someone had referenced it. Oh yeah, I could tell there was a soup that was stalking me, but I could tell he was a super because I saw his shit.
just like I would just imagine like a comedy like bathroom scene of just like, wait, like the invisible guy, he's like hiding up on like one of the stalls, but he forgot to flush, and it's just like, and he looks down, and it's blue, and it's just like, there's a soup in here, and he's just like,
That's perfect. That's actually perfect. That's actually perfect. Oh my god. Oh, okay. So has anyone seen season 2 yet, other than me?
no, not really. I've been very
I've
busy
seen
doing
episode
BS.
1 and part of episode 2.
What made you stop?
Okay.
Other interesting things in fucking life.
I feel that, homie.
Fair. Anyway, season 2. There's 4 episodes out so far. They released. Amazon released the first 3, and they're releasing one episode every week up until they hit episode 8. And the funny thing about this is that people were mad. They were like, "Oh, we can't binge. What is this? The Stone Age?" Like, and they were literally review bombing Amazon because they were like, "Why won't you let us binge the show?" And I was like, "Wow, come on, guys."
I mean,
You're, you're,
anime's been doing that since forever. Of just like, hey, it's a weekly show. Like we have all the episodes, but you get it once a week. Like it's what my Saturdays are for.
There has to be some kind of a reason. I'm sure it's some financial reason. It's not for the betterment of the person who might want to be watching this
I
binge.
think
So is a
I
code.
think I think they're trying to keep the hype going because once they put the show out, like it's hard to keep people hyped and expecting, you know. But if
Yeah, like it did make sense.
they released the first 3, and the third episode had a big hook. So then every episode that comes after keeps people watching. So
I don't know.
Yeah,
All the
you got to
shows I've
keep them
ever
coming back
consumed
because if you
were
just
all like
have like
fucking years after they were made. So I didn't watch Weeds
yeah,
until like 3 years after it was made.
fair, fair.
I
But
get the hype train, but at the same time, I mean, I am kind of mixed about binging or not because when you do binge, you kind of just watch everything and then just memory dump it like a week or two later.
you know what? That's a good point.
Your brain
Like,
requires stimulus.
So, Jeremy, do you think they should give the boys Compound V?
I still feel like I want it in just because it's a mix of comic book, and I'm always about like making sure you stay as faithful to the source material as possible. And just I kind of feel like they can kind of go their own path and throw some real wrenches into like the comic book, and just I don't know, have like some fucking scam artist who has actually like maybe 3 actual real Compound V's, but he's selling it like a lottery and everything. Just like get your Compound V, turn you into a superhero. But the people who take it as an adult, they turn into like freaking like super night crawlers and everything. Like their whole skin turns blue, and like they get like weird extra limbs, and like a bunch of bad stuff happens to them. But all these people really want to be superheroes because you see them on the news. Like I can be famous, I can be rich, I can like fly into the sun, and that would be freaking awesome. Only for like the scammer dude to be like, if you're lucky. And like he doesn't really like care about all the money that he's taking and all the people who actually take Compound V and turn into monsters. That would be actually really interesting, and just to see them like having to face off against all these crazy weird like abominations who like I just wanted to be famous, and
This just
he
sounds
just ends up
like with great power comes great responsibility, and just really, really heavy on the irony.
You know what? The
yes, and
whole
they're
show
being
is about
super
with great power, great irresponsibility. Really.
yes. That is what I like, and that's what I like about the show. And I just really want them to crank that all the way to 22. Like forget 10, 22 it out here.
It's all. How many seasons out is it? Just 2?
Just
It's
2.
2 seasons. Yes. There's
You're
the third
asking for
season
a
is the
lot
third
really
season is
quickly.
already
You
announced.
gotta wait until
The
like
third
season
season is
7.
already announced, and the third season is already announced, and they got Jensen Ackles, the guy from Supernatural, on who's coming to play Soldier Boy, their version of Captain America.
So your boy tell him.
Got the Louis shoes dirty, goddammit.
Like, come on, I couldn't resist.
I miss Soldier Boy.
Like, he only had, like, what, 3 or 4 good
I
songs, and
only
that's about
know
it.
the one. And his game launch thing.
Oh, yeah, the Soldier Game.
Didn't call it the Soldier Boy. That's enough to piss off anybody. That's worse than fucking eating the purple crayon. Fuck you.
Like, I'm still mad about that all these years later, even though it's been, like, about 3
I would
now.
wake up being mad about that.
I still do to this day, believe it or not.
I can't let go of that rage.
But yeah, I'm really hyped for season 3. I kind of just want season 2 to just come out. I need to find more time to actually sit down and watch the show instead of be lazy, eat ice cream, and cry.
You can do all 3 of those things at once.
Like, it's surprisingly harder than you think, because, like, I have a certain way I need to eat my ice cream, which is just melted enough to be creamy, but just cold enough it still hurt. Like, that is my style, and it's very weird, and it's very hard, and yeah.
So timing
I'm-
has to be right.
Yes,
Well,
and, like,
do you think you could prepare this ice cream as you start crying?
no, like, trying to time my ice cream and my crying is, like, very hard. It's like precision. I can barely do it, and I know my own body. I've only done it once, and it was so amazing that I passed out near immediately.
I mean, that's kind of what you want at that stage. So, you know, fucking depression nap TM achieved.
Because, like, and a lot of the time it's just ice cream machine broke. So crying machine broke. And then I don't know, go outside and do push-ups or something.
These are odd copes. They're healthy copes, but they are still odd.
Like, you have to cope one way or another. Like, it's
As long
much
as you're
better than
coping,
doing
god
anything.
damn it.
Like, you gotta cope the Jeremy way.
Do push up. Get fucking just ripped. No
Like,
need
that
to be
is my
sad
style.
when you can just knock a man out by tapping him on the chin.
Like, you can't be sad if you're ripped. Well, yes, you can, but that's
I was gonna
besides the
say,
point.
these superheroes seem pretty sad all the fucking time.
Like, at least when you're ripped and someone gives you a compliment, it gives you like a 2-second high. They cry about it later.
Is all the workout time worth it for those 2 seconds? Not trying to dissuade you or anything, but I feel like there might be a better
Yes.
payout somewhere.
There's no better payout at this point. Unless I make $1 million in like the next 24 hours.
I'm ready for that. Let's make that million, baby.
Make that money, money, money.
Anger management issues when they're cleaning the ice cream machine. Oh, wait, like Mackey's? Man, they're always cleaning that damn thing. I have not gotten an ice cream from there yet, not that I've been in a while, granted. However, sometimes a person just wants a McFlurry, and they shouldn't have to be told no all the time. Just like a setting up for failure.
I don't even ask anymore. Like, I always assume it's broken to the point. Like, it's just like, yeah, you might as well just take that off the menu. The ice cream machine's broke.
Broken all the time.
But Amy, what's your thoughts on The Boys? Like, how much have you actually seen and everything, or have you not seen much at all?
Season
I
1,
can't remember.
a couple of season 2, I think she said.
Like,
Then I already just give my fucking opinion. Why am I being asked again?
because I'm forgetful and I don't want to talk about coping anymore.
Like you already asked me for my opinion, and
We
then
went
you
into
want
a
it
dark
again.
place.
What?
Well, what about you? Like, what kind of other superheroes would you put in there, or if you had your choice or anything? Like, what's The Boys of Aimbot Amy if she had to make a character.
If I had to make a character,
Yes, go ahead.
we
I'm
need a Green
interested.
Lantern parody.
They had a
Oh
Green
my!
Lantern parody. He died.
Wait,
He apparently he died or retired before season 1 started.
I'm still mad that John Stewart was not the Green Lantern in the Green Lantern movie.
No, I
Granted,
was
that
not.
movie that
I
sucked.
actually liked. No, I actually liked. I think Hal Jordan. I mean, Ryan Reynolds was a good Hal Jordan because the funny thing is, my first Green Lantern I ever saw was the John Stewart from Justice League.
Yes,
But it's
same.
weird that the only Green Lantern I think of when I think Green Lantern is Hal Jordan because I read so many of his comics. But John Stewart, I just know him by name. He's not Green Lantern to me. Well, he is, but he's not the Green Lantern.
What? Dude, he is the Green Lantern to me. But, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
I'm more into like the Justice League cartoon. I haven't really gotten to read the comics just out of pure laziness. And like I just feel like I have rewatched the Justice League so many times because it's just a great show. I feel like it does just about everything well.
It does
There's
everything
only like
great.
there's only like maybe 3 episodes I can't even remember off the top of my head, but I know there's 3 where like they kind of messed up, where they like just weren't inspired. But other than that, I mean, that's like the best track record of like any animated show like ever to me.
How long did that run? Because
It
I
ran
haven't
for a
seen
while. It
all
had
of
2
it.
runs, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited.
I should watch Unlimited. I really should.
I'm kind of mixed on Unlimited. You can just tell like a lot of the like legacy writers aren't there anymore. So
Not the same.
yeah,
Not the same love coming into it that the first one got, huh?
It's not as bad as Avatar and Korra, but you know.
yeah. Like the Avatar to Korra, just it's like going from like 4K to 144p. Like that's
Yeah,
just how I felt about the Legend of Korra.
true. That's a very good point actually. Jesus. Anyway, so when it comes to season 2, there's so much that I wish I could talk about with you guys, but you know what? You guys mind if I tell you spoilers?
You know what? Go ahead because I
I'm not
typically
gonna
forget
remember them.
spoilers. Go ahead.
So go
Okay.
ahead.
So
So
there is
spoiler
a character.
territory.
You since you've been on Twitter, you definitely know the spoiler anyway. There's a character named Stormfront who is 100% without a doubt a neo-Nazi at the very least.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And considering she was like in her late 20s in 1970, she might have even been a regular Nazi, much like she was in the comic books.
Okay.
All right.
So basically, by the first 2 episodes, you just think she's like a kind of um, semi-feminist, do whatever you want type of strong woman character that a lot of people loved. In fact, Twitter loved her the first 2 episodes. Then they watched episode 3, and she was chasing down an Asian guy who was considered a super terrorist or super villain, and she just threw him into a black family's apartment and then just murdered. She just went full black lives. Your black lives don't matter to that family. Like they weren't in her way. She just killed them because they were annoying to her. And yeah, she murdered an entire. She went to an apartment. Every black person she saw, every black apartment, she just killed them or blew it up.
Yeah, just like your free trial of life has now ended.
Like she was, she didn't hesitate. Like full on electricity murder explosion. And then she just killed the Asian dude, broke his hand so he couldn't use his telekinesis. I say broke, but she split them backwards, like opened them up. Like the way you break some celery in half, like analogy. She did that to his arm, his hands. And then her words right before she snapped his neck was, stupid yellow bastard.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
racist person is racist. So yeah.
And then all of Twitter was like, "Oh my God, they have a Nazi on their team. She's evil. Why would they make this character a thing? Why would they do this?" I'm like, "Come on, guys. Her necklace was SS. She has her name was Stormfront. Are you guys like new to the internet? This is your first day? Like I've never, like I barely went on the worst websites, and I even went on Stormfront a couple times just to see what the racists were talking about."
Yeah,
Like,
like
I mean,
just out of pure curiosity, you gotta know like
yeah, I
what are
mean,
they talking
like I was
about?
like,
Well,
hey, like, hello,
exactly what I
fellow
expected.
racists, how are we today? I also hate the blacks.
I just see you with like the two skateboards and everything, just like Nazi on your T-shirt. It's like, how you do, fellow
Like,
racist?
no, like you know how 4chan has like 4chan certain boards on 4chan have this myth that oh like there's people among us who are clearly not the people who say they are. They're not white or whatever. Yeah, I was that guy on Stormfront. I was like oh yes, I'm a 35-year-old white man from Minnesota. That's what that joke comes from, by the way. That joke I use on Twitter. That's what I kept saying on Stormfront. But no, I was like a 14-year-old black kid just having fun. Like, hey, what's good today, guys? Yeah, I have a
Like, have
black
you ever
neighbor. I
seen
hate
like the
that guy.
4chan meetup and everything? It was actually like literally zero white guys, and just like it seemed
It
like a
was
more.
all brown people.
It's just brown people hating other brown people. It's hilarious.
It is. Oh, it is. If you've got nothing to do on a weekend, it's about the funniest form of entertainment you've got. Is just a bunch of people arguing about how other brown people suck.
No, and like I was like I would make up stories just to have fun with them.
Of
Like I was like
course.
I was like yeah like I'd go on Storm. I was like oh yeah like I got like I have a white I have a black neighbor who lives below me. All he does is smoke weed. I hate it. I hate him. And I was like I was just making up. Well no, that guy was true. He did actually break into our house once. He was just like hanging out. Well, we left the door open. He just sat on our couch and I was like dude, what are you doing? He was like, oh, what are you doing in my house? I'm like, this is my house. This is like, my apartment. We live here. Like, oh, and he just left, and I never told my parents.
You know,
But
the local meth head.
he was just very high, and anyway. But I would tell them about my day, and I would phrase it as if I was not 14 years old and Nigerian.
I, imagine wanting to LARP as a white person.
Because it was funny. I was like, they're like, it's okay, brother. They called me brother a lot.
feels good to belong, doesn't it?
It was like being surrounded by an army of Hulk Hogan's.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother.
HH. HH. Anyway, but that was Stormfront. I don't know how they did not realize from her name that she was a Nazi. And then episode 4 comes around. They're looking for this character named Liberty. By the way, Stormfront is like 70 years old because Compound V keeps you young. It keeps you from aging
Is
too
she
much.
smoking hot though?
She's pretty. She's okay.
Mm.
It's like like a good
And
7 out of 10. Like nothing I would look
at
twice
least at
at.
least seven. At least a seven. A
Like nothing
strong
you would
She
eight.
look
looks
twice at.
French. That's an automatic turn off.
I mean,
Like
she
why
looks
do you hate
Jewish
the
to
French?
me. Like she's like the most
Everybody
Jewish
looks Jewish
character.
to you.
Oh, what
No,
is your obsession with Jews now?
I don't want an
Jesus.
All
obsession
the
with the
time
Jew.
with this shit.
No.
You
There's a
know, we
there's a
ban
Jewish
people for this stuff.
there's a nice Jewish girl that I know. She's very nice. If you're watching, how you doing? It's your boy. Um.
Ugh.
Hi.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. No, like
That
they
was a
literally
really
picked the most.
smooth transition. You want to try that one again?
Just like
Okay,
hey,
it's your
the
boy.
Jewish girl.
Also about the Jews, they picked the
God.
most Jewish character. They picked the most Jewish actor they could find to play a Nazi, and I find that hilarious.
I'm about to say like she's so Jewish she can raise my credit score by like 40 points.
I don't know if that's racist or hilarious.
It's both.
It's look. Anyway, also, basically, people are still going. People are still simping for the Nazi. They're like, oh my god, like I'd let her stomp on my back and call me the N word. No, stomp on my neck and call me the N word. And I was like,
It's not because
oh,
she's an actual Nazi, though. You understand that. It's
I'm
because it's like a
aware.
domination thing, and it just so happens that the
She
suits
gives that
look
energy.
really
She gives off
snappy.
that energy. Yes, she gives off that energy. But come on, she's in all black leather. She has SS earrings, and her name is Stormfront. Like they basically hit you over the head with it. The first thing she says to Homelander is, "Wow, you have really blue eyes," and she's only ever talked to the blue-eyed and blonde-haired members of the cast. She's only ever talked to the blue-eyed and blonde-haired members of the Seven. Okay, come on.
So yeah, he like doesn't even know like A Train exists.
Yeah, I mean, considering A Train is off the team now, that's probably for pretty much it.
I mean, like, well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm just interested to see how they're going to interact, just because, like, well, A Train's not dead or anything. Like, yeah,
I mean,
he's
yeah,
off
but
the
he
team.
he can pretty much his powers are shot. His heart gives out on him every time he runs for longer than 30 seconds.
Mood.
True, but you don't know. But really, like, you can be
A-Train should have
surprised.
just died.
You know,
Yeah,
it might have been better if he did die, to be honest. But no, like
He's
past
got a
that,
dumb name as well. Fuck out of here. With
I
that.
mean, every time he runs, he makes the sound of a train.
woo,
I don't
woo.
like him already.
Like you have to listen closely, but it's like he sounds like a train when he runs, but like a subway train. But like no,
Do you reckon
they
he makes
in
those sounds, or is that like a physics thing?
probably
Is
a
he just
physics
running
thing.
around going choo choo?
Also,
I
he
think he's just
trains.
going
Look,
choo
A
choo.
train trains by pulling a train.
I already told you, you're trying to sell me The Incredibles, but darker.
No, okay. Also, episode 4, we literally flash back to the 70s, and we get like full on storm. We find out Stormfront was a used to be a superhero named Liberty who just straight up murdered black people when she could, and she literally killed this black teenager because for stealing a car. She just probably made something up, and then Vought paid her family, the family of that kid, $2,000. And then she just disappeared from history and showed up later in 2020 still looking fresh.
I. What? Oh. I just.
Come
What
on.
is the angle? What is the angle? Like,
She's
what,
evil.
You
what's
have
just
to
for the
watch
sake
it.
of
You
being
have to
evil.
watch it.
Like sometimes the angle is just like, I just don't like minorities, and boom, that's it. That's her whole like storyline.
Yeah, she just doesn't like. She hates the minorities.
I mean. Oh, ah. Who asked
Like
that? Who
it's
asked
so
that representation?
shameless
I'm
though.
curious.
It's just so shameless to the point that it's like, okay, like it's like Always Sunny. Like there are such big idiots. Like it's such like over the top. It's like, oh okay, like it's so ridiculous. It's believable. Like okay, like you're not even affected
They're just
anymore. You're like,
all
oh,
cult of personality. I mean,
They-
No,
superheroes were
literally.
that anyway, but
That's
now
the
we're
point.
just,
That's
double dosing.
a very big point. Like we literally see Homelander murder, well, pretty much murder two guys in the first 5 minutes of the show, and then everybody's just clapping and the kids are hugging him. And every time he kills a criminal, people just love it. I mean, if every time you kill someone, people cheer you on, even if you weren't effed up already, you would start getting more messed up and more messed up the longer you did that.
Don't you project your
Okay,
brain functions
I'm not
onto
like that's not
projecting.
even
I'm
like
not
projecting.
projecting. I'm just saying.
That's just the
And to be
fact.
honest, look. To be honest, look. If I was Superman, I'm not. I don't have that patience. Okay, I would snap. Someone would die, and I feel like people would understand that. Okay, it's not your fault. You're strong, and those guys were dicks.
Like it's just positive reinforcement at that
Exactly.
point of just
Yeah.
like, yeah, you just completely murked that guy.
I mean, even
Yay,
then,
woo.
Homelander was raised in the lab. Like in the comics, basically, in the comics, Homelander is special because unlike other superheroes who were just injected as babies or whatever, as a fetus, they just kept loading him up with the stuff until they were so scared they just stopped doing it. They wanted to see how much he could take and
It's too late
survive.
to turn back.
And they were like, "Oh, okay, if we do any more, he might become God." So they just stopped. And then they gave birth to him. And literally in the comics, he was strapped to a nuke as a child to behave because that was the only thing they thought that could kill him.
See, now they're
I mean,
actually
if you gotta go that
thinking
far,
pretty
then
straight
yeah.
how to get these kids to behave just right.
I mean,
Just
Homelander
scared the
Homelander
shit
was
out of
special.
them.
He was raised in a lab completely. Everybody else was raised with a family.
Yeah, you went robot voice for a second there, bro.
Okay, Homelander is special. Everyone else was raised with a family. He was raised in a lab, and it's the same way in the show. He was raised in a lab with nothing but like a blanket and a target in his room for him to practice his laser vision on.
So he's just playing CS:GO, right? Because your eyes are basically laser beams.
I mean, to me, that's pretty. That's yeah.
It's
And
a neat
also like
joke.
there's like a sneak peek special when you watch on Amazon Prime. Like they show Homelander as a kid. They're literally brainwashing him. Like you realize why as an adult he loves America so much because they literally brainwashed him with America, Jesus, the troops, America, the troops, Jesus. And he's like 9 years old, and his teacher, he asked his teacher, "Okay, so who's my dad?" And she's like, "Oh, the head scientist, Dr. Vogelbaum. He's your dad." And then he asked his teacher, "Would that make you my mommy?" And then she's like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Would you hug me?" And then she hugs him, and then he just squeezes the life out of her and breaks her back.
Please stop. I can only get so horny.
Oh my god,
Jesus Christ. You just really went for that one, didn't you?
Mm.
she really did. And
I just have to wait long enough. There's always an opportunity somewhere.
look, honestly, that's kind of why the show is pretty fucked up. It's not as bad as the comic, but
Why
for
is
a
the
TV
boys?
show, oh, because Garth Ennis has a hate boner for superheroes. Like honestly, he made it to critique superheroes, but even back then, it wasn't even a good critique of superheroes. It was more a critique of celebrities, politics, and corporations. And honestly, the show writers leaned into that for the TV show. They were like, this isn't a good critique of superheroes. Let's just critique politics, the modern day, corporations, and media. And they did that.
Who produced this show or produces this show?
Seth Rogen and Eric Kripke. Eric Kripke is the creator of Supernatural.
Mm, never
Yeah.
seen
Okay.
Supernatural.
Have you not seen Supernatural? That's
Yeah, how
one
have
of
you
like
not
this.
seen Supernatural? I used to watch Supernatural.
I
Like after Smallville.
I don't. I've
Somebody
literally not done like anything you've ever
save
done.
me.
Oh, don't please. There's not enough editing in the world I can do to fix that.
Ow, wow, that hurts my feelings right there.
It's what is it? It's getting to be close to the end there, so we got to start bullying you now while we can.
You know what? That's true. Garth Ennis does hate superheroes, but he loves Superman for some reason, which is weird that he would make us an evil Superman.
I've noticed something about men in particular who like Superman over any other superhero and consider him the best superhero. They all tend to be
What is that?
narcissists.
Honestly, I prefer Spider-Man
I mean,
Like,
I like
why
Spider Man.
Spider-Man?
Spider
because
Man's pretty okay as
Spider-Man
far
he
as
started
movies
off as a
concerned.
15-year-old. He literally he didn't he didn't have a job. He wasn't an adult. He wasn't ready for everything the world threw at him. He wasn't even experienced or practiced with his powers. He didn't have them but he still just did his best. He struggles all the time. He loses his job. He he's not
He's
he's
just your
grounded basically.
average, ordinary American teenager.
Who can lift an airplane?
Well, you gotta be compensated somewhere.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I still gotta say, like, maybe now that I'm older and everything, I'm still torn between Green Lantern, Blade, and who's like my third most favorite superhero.
I mean, if you can't
Uh,
remember them, then they're not really your third favorite, are they?
no, it's just because I'm really bad with names. Like I'm just terrible with a lot of things, and names are one of them. I can be like describe you something in like full detail, and I can't remember the name of it. I can explain how an engine works, and I won't be able to tell you what any of the parts are. It's just like so you have this doohickey that goes to this
You have
other
the
like
bendy bit right
thingamabob,
there.
and then like you add some gasoline and oil, and bam, it'll start up. Like
Also, someone just Andre Gunn said he said Butcher was one of his favorite characters he's ever made. Garth Ennis did say that, I believe. But the funny thing about Butcher, he's basically a deconstruction of those hard, edgy, um, do whatever it takes types. He's
oh
just a
yep.
freaking monster. He's a freaking monster at the end of it, and he knows it. He tries to kill everyone and himself.
Oh, speaking of Edge, that's who it is. Punisher. It's
Uh,
Green Lantern, Blade, Punisher in that order.
Look, honestly,
I like
like
Martian Manhunter.
Punisher does not deserve to live as long as he does. The only reason he's not in jail or dead is because the actual superheroes don't bother to go after him.
Yeah, that makes sense now that you kind of
Yeah.
think about it. Because if he was just a regular dude, which he is, like, why did they just let him get away with everything?
I mean, I guess they just don't feel like it's worth it. He stops some crime, so just let it go.
They owe him a favor.
Anyway, also Black Noir, great piano player. It's my favorite character. One of my favorite characters in the show.
Nice.
I don't understand superheroes.
Like, what's
You
wrong
don't
with
have to understand
superheroes?
them. She doesn't understand them. That's it. We can't
I
help her.
just don't get the appeal. Not really.
Like, it's
Like, if I
basically
wanted
a
to watch
power
a bunch
fantasy.
of grown men run around in tight costumes, I could go to a circus.
Well, I mean, it is a circus, but it's more cartoony. And it gets to do a lot more impossible things. That's kind of what we like superheroes about.
Yeah, like I write a superhero story as it is, and like I just do it to have fun with it, and people love it. Like I'm not I give people some fulfillment, but also a little bit grittier than it has to be because I'm a very descriptive writer when it comes to portraying characters. But people still love the fact that my superhero character has awesome moments. And I really should get back to writing because it's been months. But
I agree
anyway,
100%.
Like, I could not hear half the things you were saying because you went full robot voice,
Uh-huh.
but I feel that.
you know what? I'm just gonna start every Saturday. I'm just gonna be at the office and do the podcast because being at home, the Wi-Fi seems to be terrible.
Time for you to
Whatever it
move
is.
out.
Yep. Plus, like, I don't like reality, if that makes sense, because I just feel like it's too boring.
Yeah, I know, but they've got other non-realities that are non-superhero as well.
Do you like Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
I do love Lord of the Rings. I have
See,
watched
there
I've
we
never I've never been a
go.
fan. I've never been a fan. I've never been a fan.
Please
What?
leave.
Get free
Get out.
Wi-Fi everywhere you go.
Is Amy okay?
Like, dude,
Amy, are you okay?
She's right though. You hella handicapped, brother. Everybody likes
Okay.
Lord
yeah,
of the
man,
Rings.
I
Even
will
people
give
who
I-
don't
you
I-
like
like
Lord of the Rings
copies
still like
of.
Lord of the Rings.
I don't like
Yeah,
Lord
like
of the Rings. It's just not for me.
God.
Ooh,
I like how I
man, like
made a
that.
joke that no one else got but me.
What was
Yeah,
the joke? I
those
didn't
are
hear
most
you.
of your jokes.
Like,
Get free
I
Wi-Fi
legit didn't
wherever
hear
you
you.
go.
I thought you were talking about how dumb Poe was.
Anyway,
I mean, Poe is pretty dumb.
I mean, I'm smart enough that people love me for it.
True.
I don't think that's why people love you.
People love
Like,
bots
know-
and they have no sentience.
I mean,
Look,
I love
people
all
love me
live
for a lot of
girls.
reasons. I'm very
People
lovable.
love
I'm like,
fucking virtual YouTubers and they aren't even real.
Well,
I
they
mean,
are
so you're
real though.
saying
Like,
you're
they're
saying I'm
I'm
as
talking about
lovable as a
like the
virtual YouTuber.
avatar part of
You're
the
saying
thing.
I'm
It's
as
not
lovable as a
real.
virtual YouTuber. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm
I
telling
mean,
you
those
that
guys
you're
are
an
pretty lovable.
emotionless husk, Vegeta. You need to stop.
I mean, people like the fact that I'm an emotionless husk.
You are.
Like, you
You
also
know
post
what?
cringe, and I
If they
love
like
that.
you for that, it's because you're a curiosity. Like,
Mm.
if they
He
could
is a
have
big
their way, you'd
curiosity.
be behind bars in a zoo with the camera on you 24/7 live feed.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a very interesting individual. I have a lot of sides to me. I feel
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
so
express
match
I
them
express
both ways,
that
every
sounds
angle.
really
I
cool.
I express a
Very
lot of
nice,
emotions.
Mr. Joestar. We don't give a fuck.
I express a lot
I
of
am
emotions.
do.
incredibly human-like. I do human things. Very, very
Okay,
complicated.
Are you
okay,
gonna do the Mark Zuckerberg drink water theme next?
okay. You know what? You know what sucks about what you just said? I did just drink water, and I hate you for it. Anyway,
Breaking news: Poe dies from dehydration because he hates that I called him out for drinking water.
I drink 10 bottles of water a day. I'm not stopping just because you
did
said
what?
something about it.
You did what?
I drink 10 bottles of water a day.
Mm.
Oh my god!
I used to do
It's
something
like
like
the
that.
celery
but don't.
addiction.
It's not an addiction.
All right, wait. Celery is amazing. You can be
Exactly.
addicted to celery.
I mean,
No, like you don't get it. Poe eats nothing but celery. It's like
I
fucking
eat plenty of
17
other
sticks
stuff.
a day.
Like
I eat
celery
4
and
sticks
peanut
of
butter
celery a
are
day.
freaking god
You eat
tier.
10, you
Don't get
lying
me.
fuck.
First of all, I don't like peanut butter. I've reduced it
Oh
to
my
4
god! How
sticks.
could you get any worse today?
What am I doing?
I don't like
You
peanut butter.
exist.
Wait, are you like allergic to nuts or something? Like,
No,
why
I
don't
just
you
don't
like
like it.
peanut butter?
I don't
No,
like
he
I don't
loves
like the
nuts in his
smell.
mouth.
I don't. You know what?
Oh.
First of all, I don't like the smell. I don't like the taste. I'm not a fan of the peanut butter aftertaste.
Dude, you hate pie. Go fucking hang yourself. Holy fuck.
You know what?
Whoa!
There's no reason
Fuck
for this.
the
There's no
public having
reason.
to lynch yourself.
Bring your
There's no
own
reason
rope.
for this anger. There's no reason for this anger.
There's
Anyway.
oh my
The only
god.
reason Poe wants to eat celery so he can come a rope to hang himself with.
Oh my
Jeez.
god.
Chill,
What
chill.
did I do to you, woman? Anyway.
You woke up today and told me you don't like peanut butter. I don't feel like I have to justify anything to you.
You know what? You guys are just mean. You guys are just you don't have appreciation
Someone
for
has to be mean to you.
Like I'm
No
more
one
the
has to be
mean
mean to
one.
me.
Like, why are you guys like out meeting me?
You know what? I'm just telling you right now. You can say whatever,
Exactly.
but I'm
Proof
still
that
cool.
not liking pie is un-American.
You know what?
Whoa!
I'm more
Take a
American
step
than
back.
anyone in this room. I'm more American than anyone.
I'm more
Like,
American
you are
than
not
you,
a
and
more
I've only been to
American than this
America
Georgia
3
boy.
times.
Like, let me show you how American I can get. Now we gonna go down to this creek and we gonna get some catfish and we gonna get in the back of my
Did
own
you just say
truck, make a
gefilte
picture,
catfish?
make a trip. What?
Oh my
Did you say gefilte cat? What are you, Jewish?
What?
Why is Poe DC
Whoa.
confirmed?
Man, why do we keep getting demonetized? I just don't understand.
Just like
You know,
Poe
I
is
haven't even-
literally the
I haven't even
fucking-
checked if we're demonetized yet. I haven't even
Poe
checked.
is
as well
literally
just-
DC
just do it,
Comics.
'cause
Are
that's
you
part- no.
Jewish?
Poe, go
Like,
and check
check
and see
it,
if we're
check it.
demonetized yet, because that's kind of part of the show now, is to declare.
Like,
when
Yeah,
we've
let's
been
see. Let's see.
demonetized.
Before we close up, let's see if we're demonetized yet.
I don't
This is gonna
believe
be
so.
interesting.
We haven't said anything actually that bad today.
I
My
mean,
your
hatred
little
for
outburst.
Poe
No,
is
the
the
funny
same
thing is,
hatred I
I
have for the
believe we
French.
automatically get demonetized,
why?
and then I can go back and
Tell me why. Why does
review.
this happen?
I don't know. It just happened. Yeah, see, we got limited. I think it's because we're
Ask
live.
your homo friend over at Google.
I think it's because we're
Why that
live, and
happens.
you know, I'll just request a review. It'll fix itself. I think it's because it's a live stream. We automatically get demonetized.
Well, it's not fixing itself if you have to do it, but I mean, whatever it takes, I suppose.
I suppose, yeah. Anyway, well, you guys were roasting me before this. Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Yeah,
Get back to
everyone's
that?
roasting you.
I'm gonna be
we
honest.
all roast Poe. It's like a tradition at this
My
point.
behavior, my attitude, my ego, it's people love me for it. And I'm not even joking there. People do love me for it.
Okay, here's
You
the
guys
thing,
may.
though. Here's the thing,
Yeah.
though, is that people who are loved for their personalities don't have to
Yes.
say that they are loved for their personalities.
Okay, see, because you guys don't
just
believe
seem-
it.
All right, but usually the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the
Because
peanut butter.
you don't hang out with the proof people. You're among yourselves.
We get the most interaction with you. I feel like
Yeah.
our opinions.
I mean,
might be a
not the-
little bit
not the
heavier
most
than those
interaction.
who only see
We-
you
trust
posting
me.
people getting their dicks lopped off in an elevator.
No. I'm not talking about my Twitter. I'm talking
The
about
only
you.
reason people
You guys
like Poe is to
honestly
hate
don't know me
Poe.
as much as they do. We don't hang out as much.
Who do you hang out with? Who is he?
It's none of your business.
Oh,
Poe said it himself. He hangs out with the Jews.
I mean,
none
he
of your
does
business.
make that money.
It's none of your business who I hang out with. Anyway,
you're gonna be
okay.
hanging out with yourself here pretty soon.
Anyway,
Poe always hung
Like,
out
oh
with
shit, where all my
himself.
friends
He's
go?
like the only Twitter user everybody likes but still hates.
people love me.
Like, we just hate that the
Low
cringe has
ping
become
is the
lower
better Poe's
quality.
law. Changed my mind.
Look, Jeremy. Do you know what has happened to me twice?
I know. Like you know that
You've
song.
been
Like I
suspended
know,
more
but I
times than
hate it.
fucking
But,
dare
like,
I say her name.
you know
Have
that
I
song.
been?
Like I
Have
know
I really
Let's
why,
been?
talk about it.
but I know
Yes,
you have to
let's
chill.
not.
But I hate it. I hate it so much.
Look, I post as much as I can while keeping it. I can't exactly post as many China videos or Russia videos or Turkey videos or really America videos, if I'm being honest. Because you know what?
It's
I can't.
election year and everybody's pissed
Yeah,
off about everything.
Twitter got me for
That's the
Poe.
a
excuse he's
movie
giving
from
me,
Queen
not
and
the one
Slim.
that I'm giving
Poe,
out to everyone else.
since you hate pie, you hate cheese, you hate pizza because it has cheese on it, and you hate all this good American food, I'm gonna have you take the autistic pass when you go anywhere.
You know what, Amy? You need an autistic pass, you midget.
Okay, see,
Anyway,
here's the
How
thing.
does being a
No, no,
midget
no.
make me
If you
autistic,
were to
though?
give Poe a
That makes
pizza,
no damn sense, nigga.
the
What are
way
I
you
would
Poe
eat the
would
talking
pizza.
about?
I would
no,
just not
the way
prefer the
I
pizza.
imagine the way Poe eats pizza is that he will take the cheese off the slice, and then he will
No,
lick the
no.
sauce off the slice,
What?
and then he will
What?
consume the bread before eating the crust
What kind
in
of
layers.
psychopath?
He
What
would
kind of
he would eat the
psychopath?
crust
Hyper
first.
autism.
He would eat the
What
crust
kind of
first.
psychopath? You know, that's how I eat my chicken nuggets, yes, but that's not how I eat
Oh
my
my
pizza.
god.
You eat the crust off your chicken nuggets before
He
eating the chicken?
surely
Yeah.
you don't do that.
Oh my god.
I do it occasionally,
Why
yes.
is Poe so fucking retarded?
Oh my god, you make me want to kill someone.
What is wrong with you guys?
I
Like,
This
do
you
it
is
just have
worse
this
than
occasionally.
preference.
eating the
It's not
purple
his
crayon. You ate the
goddamn
whole
fault.
fucking box, man. Ain't nobody got no crayons to color with because of your dead ass. Fuck. Oh my god.
Why are you so
Oh.
mad right
Why
now?
is Poe? Why are you?
Look, first of all, just because I eat it
This
like that
episode
doesn't
needs
mean
to come
anything.
to an end so I can come over there and beat your ass. I am so
I
tired of
feel,
your shit right now.
what did I
Brother.
do? Look, just because you know what?
Oh,
Look, yes, I take off. I use my teeth to remove the crust of the chicken nuggets, and I eat that first. Sometimes I dip it in like
Oh
some
I'm
my
honey
so
mustard,
god,
fucking
Poe. Can you
triggered
just
right now.
stop?
and then
Just
I
stop.
Shut
eat
up.
Quit
the rest.
existing.
So
Ah.
I do that. I do that to all my nuggets, and then I eat the raw
Poe,
nugget
please stop
inside.
existing.
Like, why are
Thank
you
you for
telling me to
joining
stop
us for
exhausting?
another
Yes, thank you
fabulous
for joining us.
episode of Digital Blackface.
Thanks to our sponsor, Artesian Builds. They, t- I might have lost my account, but we're still sponsored by them. Um,
Not for long.
probably not.
Bless you
Anyway,
guys at
thank you,
Artesian Builds.
Artesian Builds. And if you guys want to help out the show, help us grow, or help us any way you can, you could help out the show at streamelements.com/digital blackface. Tip jar. The link is in the description. And have a great day and eat your nuggets right, people. Eat your nuggets right.